Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, whatever time of day this video finds you, man. It's your boy Jay here, and you saw the title, you saw the thumbnail, you know what we're here to do today. So I'm just gonna talk about some things you can do right now while playing Monster Hunter Rise to help better prepare yourself for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Okay, because all the progress and things that you do in Monster Hunter Rise will directly translate into Sunbreak, right? So there are certain things you could do right now that will help make transition from high to master rank a little bit easier than if you were to go in just straight unprepared, right? As I'm making this video, PC Rise should be dropping soon. So yes, this does apply to you PC players just getting your hands on the game. Welcome to the hunt, by the way. The Monster Hunter community welcomes you with open arms. But yeah, that's enough preamble. That's enough rambling. Let's get right into this list of things that I think you should do that will help make your transition to Sunbreak easier. So the first thing I want to talk about is you should make yourself the Valstrax armor, okay? So make it to Valstrax and beat him up a bunch of times and make yourself the Valstrax armor, okay? Looking at the stats here, 531 defense, okay? And it comes with excellent slots throughout all of the armor pieces, right? I think they all have either a 3 slot or a 2 slot, and some like 2 and 1 slots, right? They all have excellent slots, so you can jam in a bunch of skills. Comes with weakness exploit, which is one of the best skills in the game, off the rip, easy. And then Dragonheart in this game is incredible. Now I think Dragonheart will be a little bit harder to use in master rank because the monsters are gonna hit harder, right? As opposed to what we have right now in high rank, where it's real easy to maintain the 80% health and not really worry about getting smacked, especially with the high defense that the set comes with. But yeah, consider making the Valstrax set. Get to Valstrax, or make a couple sets with defense in mind, right? We only have access to high rank equipment right now, so the beginning of master rank is probably going to be one of the hard points of the game because the monsters are going to hit way harder than the high rank counterparts. So make some defensive sets, use that defensive skill. I mean, it's only a 1 slot, and at the higher ranks of defense up, you get a % bonus on top of extra defense, right? So looking at this defensive IG set, it had like 473 or 479 defense, but when I go into stats here, come on, figure it out, dog, go to stats, there we go, boom, 509 defense, right? You want to aim for probably 500 plus defense until you could grind out your first master rank set and then really get it going, right? So that's thing number 1. Consider making a Valstrax set or make yourself a defensive set so that you can take the hits from the master rank monsters and not absolutely get one-shotted by everything in existence when you first go to master rank. A good measuring stick to see if your armor kind of cuts it are the emergencies or some of the emergency monsters, or some of the event monsters, right? Like the Allmother and the Magnamalo that we have already. So yeah, with that, we're gonna move on to our next topic. The next thing we got to talk about is you should make decorations. I'm talking make buku decorations. Make decorations you don't think you'll need, okay? And the reason for that is with master rank, they're probably going to reintroduce the 4 slot decorations and 4 slot decoration slots on your armor, right? But there will be lower slot ranks on those armors as well, right? So we might get armors with like a 4 slot, a 2 slot, and a 1 slot, you know what I mean? So in this game, with decorations not being RNG, you can control the amount of decorations you have. So that being said, before we get to Sunbreak, make a lot of decorations so that you have maximum build flexibility when it comes to master rank stuff, right? Or even make some jewels that require some rarer materials, right? Like the Magnamalo orbs or Rathian plates. Like make some of those hard to make jewels right now when you have the time, rather than being pressed for them later when you're trying to make a set and you're like, man, this set could be better if only I had this jewel. But you're not going to want to come back to high rank to fight a high rank monster for the material to make a jewel that you could have already had, right? So knock them out right now Make a bunch of jewels right now so that you have them, so that moving forward in the master rank you got all the build flexibility you could possibly want, and the only thing stopping you from reaching the builds that you want to make is going to be master rank stuff. It's going to be Sunbreak stuff. It's going to be new stuff. Also, another thing, many skills are gonna get like a rebalancing, so to speak, right? So some skills might get buffed, right? So you would hate to not have the jewels of the skills that got buffed. That way, you know, when you want to hit the training room with the new skills and see how much better or worse actually a skill may have gotten, you have the jewels to test that, right? So that you can really theory craft and have fun in making this new stuff. Okay, so up next, the next thing I want you guys to do is fully upgrade as many weapons as you can, rampage weapons that is. Fully upgrade as many rampage weapons as possible. On screen I'm showing you my current collection of fully upgraded rampage weapons. You should upgrade them because they're the only weapons that you can layer, right? But also they're really versatile, and they allow you to have different playstyles, right? And I don't think they're gonna abandon the rampage weapon system and the ramp up system. Okay, so with that being said, another thing you guys should do, I'm kind of putting a 2-for-1 here, is gather up rampage tickets. Okay, now I know a lot of you don't like the rampage, however there are currently the best ways to get level 8, 7, and 6 rampage tickets. Okay, so do them now. Grit your teeth, grin and bear it, gnash your teeth, and just get them done, and gather up a bunch of level 7, 8, and 9. Level 8, 7, and 6 rampage tickets. Okay, now if you absolutely hate the rampage with a burning passion, okay, the emergency apex event monsters come with a bunch of level 9 rampage tickets, right? So you can do those for your level rampage ticket needs. Just find an emergency apex that you find, I don't want to say easy, but you know, you find fun or something that you can reliably take down, and you'll have a bunch of level 9 tickets in no time. But as far as level 8, 7, and 6s, gonna have to do that rampage, buddy, and I'm so sorry to break it to you. However, now you're thinking, oh, I'm only gonna need max rampage tickets. Well, some weapons like the hammer, for example, tend to carry a rampage skill all the way through the max tree, right? So like the iron hammer has silk bind boost as a ramp up skill, and then as you upgrade it to the Tigrex weapon or whatever, you just keep silk bind boost all the way. So you would hate to not be able to do a build because you don't have enough rampage tickets, low level rampage tickets that is, and you have to come back and do high rank rampages when master rank is out. So buckle down, grit your teeth, and just get them done now before Sunbreak comes out. That way you have as many tickets as you need, and you can make whatever builds and weapons you want when the master rank goodness comes out and when the new rampages come out. Because I don't think Capcom's gonna abandon this rampage mechanic. They might rework it a little bit to make it a bit more fun and add more rampage ticket levels. But yeah, gather a bunch of low level rampage ticket levels, gather up a bunch of level 9 rampage tickets, and max out those rampage weapons before Sunbreak hits. That way, when Sunbreak finally hits, and the max isn't the max anymore, you already got a bunch at max, you just need to upgrade them one more time, and suddenly they're viable for the beginning of your master rank playthrough, and you can get ever closer to the max, like the new max, that is, the new max rampage weapons, and have even more builds and build flexibility at your disposal. So do not pass up on gathering rampage tickets right now, okay? Up next on the things to do before Sunbreak comes out, unlock all switch skills, okay? So some switch skills are unlocked via some quests that Mr. Utsushi gives you. He's the budget Kakashi. You'll know. He's got like the mask and the eye and Kakashi, Monster Hunter Kakashi. He gives you a bunch of quests which will unlock a select switch skill for each weapon type in the game. So do all of those quests, and also some switch skills don't unlock unless you make, I think, 7 or 8 weapons of that weapon type. For example, insect glaive, right? You have to make 8 different insect glaives, and then Budget Kakashi, or Utsushi I think his name is, Budget Kakashi calls you over. He's like, yo, I see you're making a bunch of weapons, here's your switch skill, try it out, right? So really what I'm asking you is make a bunch of different types of each weapon type, and do all of the quests that unlock switch skills, okay? Because with Master Rank, with Sunbreak, we're gonna get balance patches, and they might be buffing some of the lesser used or perceptively weaker switch skills that are out right now. And you'd hate to not have those unlocked already when you see the patch notes hit, you know what I'm saying? So when patch notes hit, and I don't know, Axe Hopper gets a buff, but you haven't unlocked it yet, and now you gotta go back to high rank and do the high rank quest before you can really take advantage of those buffs. Do it right now, get it out of the way, that way you have everything in front of you ready and available when Master Rank hits, okay? You don't want to be that guy who hey guys, I gotta go back to high rank and do this little quest because I never did it. Nah, man, get it knocked out right now. You have plenty of time, and you know, to do it before Sunbreak gets here. Don't be the guy that has to come back and do high rank quests when all of the Master Rank goodness is ready and available in front of you. Do it now when it's not here, okay, people? Okay, earn all of your switch skills, and yeah, have them available to you. That way, when the new stuff hits, it's there. And when the patch notes hit and you're like, oh snap, Recall Kinsect got buffed, I'm glad I already unlocked it so I can use it and see what kind of buffs it got. Maybe I want to use it in select certain builds. Maybe I want to use it against select certain Master Rank monsters, you know? Maybe Malzeno is too tough and I need the recovery buff from Recall Kinsect to take him down. You never know, you never know. You just want all options available to you when it comes out, alright? Okay, now this one is a little bit optional. However, I don't think you should overlook it. Make layered armor. Make a bunch of it. Make layered armor you think you don't need, okay? And the reason for that is the real end game of Monster Hunter is fashion hunting. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to look sexy while they hunt. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to have hella layered armor sets and looking all cool and stuff. Maybe even make a bunch of layered armor so that you can look like some of your favorite things from other media franchises. You know what I'm saying? Like in my layered armor sets right now, I got an Attack on Titan looking set. You know what I'm saying? I got a Black Panther inspired looking set. I got a Bleach looking set. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking like I unlocked my Bankai in that joint. Make hella layered armor, okay? And the reason for that is when we get to Master Rank, some of the meta sets might not look the prettiest, okay? But if you got a bunch of layered armor and you can mix and match a bunch of pieces, you know, if you got layered armor, maybe some of it's gonna look good. Maybe some of the Master Rank stuff is gonna look good when paired up with some of the previous layered. You know what I'm saying? So you want to have all those options to look as sexy as possible, right? I mean, I know a lot of people play the female hunters because you know what I'm saying, they like looking at a little something when they hunting. So yeah, some of the Master Rank armor may be ugly as sin, but it's got bomb ass skills, bomb ass slots. If you got the layer, just layer over it, no problem, okay? You don't want to look at an ugly hunter while you're hunting. Make a bunch of layered armor. I promise you, you will not regret having a bunch of layered armor in your box, okay? And like mix and match, have fun with it. Make a bunch of sets and, you know, come up with a bunch of different looks, right? Maybe when you use longsword, you want to look like a little Bushido samurai, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe when you use heavy bowgun, you want to look a little bit like Samus or Doom Guy. That's totally possible in Monster Hunter, and it's part of the coolest stuff ever. And when Master Rank comes out, every monster in the game gets another armor set with a whole new design. So maybe you can mix and match parts of the old and new design if you have it to come up with really cool looking sets. You know what I mean? So make the layered armor now so that you don't have to come back and make it when Master Rank comes out, and you can make Master Rank layered and look cool as hell. This next thing, stockpile items. Okay, on screen you're looking at my honey right now. Okay, honey is super important. You use it to make mega potions, you use it to make catalysts, which you can make demon drug and armor skin with, you use it to make mega nutrients so you can make max potions. Stockpile a bunch of items. Okay, honey being very high on the list, right? Stockpile a bunch of honey. That comes with the territory. You should always be working on getting honey. Okay, but you should also think of things like might seeds, armor seeds, right? God bugs, bitter bugs, right? So you can, you know, make antidotes and catalysts and things of that nature, max potions, mega potions, things of that nature, so that you have them, so that you don't run out when you're deep in the master rank goodness that's coming out. Okay, also consider spending points on some of the rarer argosy goods, right? Like they got pale extracts that you could just buy, they got dash juices that you could just buy, right? Or spend some points on special goods. You can buy catalysts outright if you prefer to mine for points and, you know, use those points to spend on items. Either way, what I'm saying is stockpile on a bunch of items. That way when Sunbreak hits, you got a bunch of potions, you got a bunch of antidotes, demon drugs, armor skins, you got everything you could possibly need. That way the hunts don't have to stop, right? I mean, let's say you hit a groove with a good group of people in your gathering hall, right? You guys are crushing monsters, going through all of the key quests, knocking out urgent quests. It's great, you guys are vibing, stickers are all over the place, everyone's doing gestures, you're having a good time. And hey guys, I gotta stop hunting, I gotta get off for now. I don't have enough honey. Or hold on, let me go buy more potions in the shop. Or man, I don't have enough demon drugs, so I don't output enough damage. And now like your hunts aren't as good as they were. You don't want to be that guy. Stockpile on all these items before Sunbreak comes out, and you can kind of do this passively, right? Like you earn points during the hunt, and every time you go out and do a hunt, the special items kind of, you know, rotate, right? So you can buy certain items, head out on a hunt, complete some of the things that I previously listed on this list, right? Like for example, some of those Rampage quests, or maybe you're fighting Valstraxes to make the Valstrax sets, or maybe you're fighting various monsters to get monster parts to make layered armors, right? So a lot of this stuff kind of works together, right? But yeah, stockpile your items. That way you have everything you need, and items are not what's gonna hold you back from cool ass master rank hunts. Okay, you don't want to stop hunting because you ran out of mega potions. That's lame, bro. Farm out the honey you need right now before the Sunbreak stuff hits. Makes sense, right? Right. So do that, please. Okay. The next thing I'm going to talk about you should do before you head into Sunbreak is save up a lot of Zenny, okay? I know y'all remember when we first got to high rank and we were trying to make all these armors and weapons, and we're like, hey, yo, the price for this stuff is crazy, right? The gear and the weapons are expensive in high rank, so master rank is probably going to be even more expensive, right? That's not a big leap in logic. So save up a bunch of Zenny right now, so that when Sunbreak finally drops, you got the cash to make the armors you need. You'd hate to, you know, go through all these quests and gather up all these materials and then head to the blacksmith just to find out you ain't got enough cash to make it. Don't be that guy. Get the money right now, okay? So what you're watching on screen right now is I'm going through the flooded forest during a mining upsurge, right? And I'm gonna mine a bunch of orbs, and then I'm gonna take those orbs and sell them, okay? Yeah, and this run takes less than 5 minutes, and you can make like 30 to 40,000 Zenny each run. So it's pretty efficient, albeit kind of boring, right? You can also do this pretty well and pretty easily at the volcano map, right? Same thing, you go in there on a expedition tour while mining upsurge is happening, right? And before you head out, you'll be able to, you know, check the quest info and check, is it a mining upsurge? If yes, head in there, you know, get your good movements in. I like to carry evade extender. That way when I'm swinging through the air, I go even further and I'm a bit more efficient with my time, and I can mine more ores in a small amount of time. But yeah, gather up a bunch of ores and sell them, okay? Now, if going on a bunch of gather quests is just too boring for you, a couple of event quests pay out the large gold eggs or whatever. I think the Kushala Daora one in the desert does it, right? So that's another way you can, you know, make your money. Or, like I mentioned before, in the Argosy, you can use your points. In the Argosy, you can trade for stuff like Locklack ore, just to turn around and sell it for Zenny, right? So you can convert your points into Zenny if you have a surplus of points, right? But yes, you definitely don't want to go into Sunbreak broke as hell, not being able to make any of the new armors and new weapons, you know what I mean? So craft up all the armors and weapons you need now, and then after you're really fully satisfied with everything that you have, and you're ready like to almost put the game down and wait for Sunbreak to happen, gather up a bunch of Zenny first. I promise you'll thank me later for telling you this. Gather up a bunch of Zenny before you put the game down and wait for Sunbreak, okay? Because you want to have the Zenny to craft the armors and the weapons as soon as they drop. You feel me? Alright, on to the next topic. And last but certainly not least, in fact this might be the most important thing, but I saved it for last because you should be able to do it while you're checking off the things that I've already mentioned, right? Is keep spinning that talisman wheel, keep farming charms, keep dumping in the monster parts into Wisp of Mystery, so that every time you return from a quest there's another thing waiting for you with a couple charms in there, right? So dump in the monster parts and then go make your Valstrax or your defensive set, or farming monster parts to make certain decorations that you are lacking in, or doing rampages to get rampage tickets so you can fully upgrade your rampage gear, or making a bunch of weapons, you know. So this is gonna happen kind of in the background, right? Fill up the Wisp of Mystery, and every time you return from a quest, when that joint says all of your melds have been fulfilled, go take them all out, even if they're garbage doo-doo butter, right? Keep them, take them all out, and then dump them into what is it, rebirth, right? The rebirth melding. Dump them into rebirth melding if you have to, but keep farming the talismans, man. You got a bunch of box spaces. So long as your box is not full of talismans already, I recommend you keep spinning that wheel, because every now and then you're gonna land on godliness when it comes to your charm, right? And you might find the perfect charm you need for the beginner master rank stuff, right? For the beginning master rank stuff. And I'm pretty sure in Sunbreak we're gonna get a new way to farm charms, and we're gonna get new skills and new slots anyway. So a lot of them may end up obsolete by, you know, end game master rank, but there's a chance where you get a charm so universally good that you're able to keep it and use it all the way through to the end of master rank, right? And you don't want to be limited in your build flexibility by your charms. So keep farming them bad boys, keep pumping them out. You never know what's going to be godliness later on. You never know what skills are going to be really hard to get in master rank later on. And of course, when master rank hits, keep spinning the wheel, of course, because now you're gonna get like charms with maybe 4 slot decos on there, or new skills that they put in the game. So yes, keep farming the charms, because in the beginning of master rank, when we get new armors and new weapons, you're gonna have all these badass charms. Since you've been spinning the wheel so much, you're gonna get all these badass charms that will really, you know, open up the gates as far as build flexibility goes. And in this game, it's super easy. Make a bunch of charms, and then let's say you need a specific skill and you want it to come from your charm. You can hit sort by skill and look at every talisman you have in your box that has that skill on there, and then pick the charm that best suits the build that you're going for. So it's really a win-win situation. Keep spinning that wheel, take all the charms out, maybe even dump the ones that have no slots into the Wisp of Rebirth, but for the most part, keep spinning that Wisp of Mystery if you're not looking for something specific, and pull godlike charms out of there. That way, when master rank hits, you can have the most fun possible and theory craft and make builds that have all these skills all over it, because you got godly charms because you've been spinning them for so long, right? I mean, it's 6 months until Sunbreak hits. Do you know how many times you can spin the wheel on some charms? don't miss out, man. You don't want to be limited in your builds because you didn't spin that talisman wheel enough. All right? Boom. And that should be all you need to smoothly transition into Master Rank and Sunbreak when it finally arrives. That way, when it hits, you're not dabbling in no high rank nothing. You can leave all the high rank behind and dive headfirst in all the Master Rank goodness, okay? So real quick, I'm gonna go over the list of things one more time just to make sure it's really glued in your head. So number 1, make a Valstrax or a defensive set. Number 2, make a bunch of decorations. Number 3, fully upgrade your Rampage gear and gather Rampage tickets. Number 4, unlock all switch skills currently in the game. Number 5, make a whole bunch of layered armor. Number 6, gather up run-of-the-mill items like honey, demon drugs, might seeds, adamant seeds, armor skins, all that. And number 7, keep spinning the wheel on the charms. Gather up a bunch of charms / talismans, okay? And if you do all that, you should be ready to dive headfirst into all the Master Rank content and fully enjoy Sunbreak, not held back by your lack of resources or money or anything, okay? Oh yeah, gather up a bunch of money too, almost forgot to say it. But yeah, this has been all the things you need to do to properly prepare for Sunbreak. And this does count for PC hunters as well. It's PC release day, so welcome new hunters. Like I said earlier, the Monster Hunter community welcomes you with open arms. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this going forward. Drop a comment down below if you think I forgot something, or tell me something you're gonna do to help prepare yourself for Sunbreak when it gets here. And like as usual, all the algorithm stuff, help me out, people, help me out, trying to grow on the tube, you feel me? But yes, ladies and gentlemen, as always, happy hunting. Peace.